Well, look, another not so great strategy has come from Illinois billionaire Governor JB Pritzker, who's been caught lying about the Chicago murder rate. He appeared on Special Report alongside Brett Baer, and he was grilled over why the city had the highest murder rate out of all the major US cities. Watch this.
Why does Chicago have the highest murder rate of all the big cities?
Well, we are not in the top 30 in terms of our murder rate. Indeed, our murder rate it has been cut in half over the last 4 years, and every year it's gone down by double digits. And if you look at all of the violent crime over the last 4 years,
here's a map.
They've all gone down.
U.S. cities, 17.47 per 100,000 population. Chicago is number one over Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Phoenix, Los Angeles, New York, and San Diego.
What I'm explaining to you is when you want to fight crime. Look, you can pull statistics up.
No, these are murders.
I'm explaining to you that our murder rate has been cut in half. And very importantly, Brett, and you got to hear this, very importantly, we've been doing the things that are necessary to bring crime down, right? We've invested in community violence interruption. We've invested in police.
I mean, Caitlin, it would be funny if it wasn't so sad. Does he even care about the homicide rate?
Absolutely not. This is someone that supported policies that obstructed any effort by law enforcement to actually fight crime. There is no incentive right now for anyone to join these forces, to save lives, to actually make women feel safe on the streets. This is the same man that called agents thugs, called ICE agents Gestapo. That's what Pritzker was on the streets doing. And here's my message for him. Just because you stop reporting crime numbers, that doesn't actually mean they stop happening.
Yeah, I'd like him to listen to that. Now, Caitlin, we are seeing a meltdown from the left about a ballroom that's going in the White House thanks to President Trump. And Tim Walz's daughter, Hope Walz, has gone on this rant insisting that a ballroom is gross.
The whole destruction of the East Wing of the White House to build this tacky ballroom really represents just the larger political climate and state of our country right now.
I mean, there is so much wrong with what she just said, but we've seen many on the left lose it over this ballroom. I mean, Hillary Clinton, of all people, have an issue with what Donald Trump is doing in the White House. Women on The View are freaking out about it. MSNBC hosts have been on the verge of tears over it. But it's interesting, there has been some common sense around, not a lot, but a little bit. The Washington Post editorial board has praised Trump's move. It has the headline "In Defense of the White House Ballroom," and it says, "The White House cannot simply be a museum to the past. Like America, it must evolve with the times to maintain its greatness." Caitlin, what do you make of the Washington Post editorial board getting on board with this, yet lefties like Tim Walz's daughter seem to think it's gross?
I don't know. Personally, I want to ask her, was it not gross when your father tried to put tampons in men's bathrooms? To me, that was a little bit more gross, Gabriella. I don't know. My question for these people is, why is it a problem to tear down the East Wing? And it wasn't a problem when the left tried to tear down all of our monuments that actually represented the history of this country. No one was crying. No one was melting down back then. And the troubling thing about this story to me is, if you were only watching liberal media this week or the mainstream media, you would actually think that Donald Trump was the first president to actually touch the White House, which we know is not true. FDR was the one that actually added the entire East Wing and included an indoor pool for himself. Truman gutted the entire White House. Nixon, I believe, added a bowling alley. And of course, everyone's favorite president, Barack Obama, added a basketball court. So excuse President Trump for wanting to add something a little classy to the White House, which is the ballroom. The East Wing of the White House is not one of the original parts of the White House. It was an addition to the White House. And it really goes to show you, if the Washington Post is actually praising something like this, I think we're doing something right. If this is the biggest problem you have as a citizen right now, this is what you're having a meltdown over, I think it just goes to show how well of a job Donald Trump is doing as president.
Yeah, and just so much TDS, it still exists. And Barack Obama's basketball court, I mean, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money. Meanwhile, the president is funding this along with some very generous donors. Caitlin, it's been almost 7 weeks since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and the man accused of killing Charlie, Tyler Robinson, returned to court for a virtual appearance. He spoke briefly off camera. Today, his widow, Erica Kirk, who has just shown so much strength and so much grace over the past 2 months, has shared a video of their daughter as they drove past Turning Point USA. Oh, it just breaks my heart watching that. But we will not stop speaking about Charlie Kirk and listening to Charlie Kirk's voice. He was, of course, such an important voice for America, for the West, where he would engage in debates and talk about the importance of borders, Western values, marriage and family, and was, of course, such a great example to young people, young men. And on this lighter note, I want to play a moment where Charlie Kirk absolutely schools this Liberal guy who thinks it's a good chance to save money when he's going on a date. Watch this.
Should a man pay on the first date?
100%. Like, what kind of a wuss beta male is splitting the check? But like, who are you? It's like, I'm just sorry. It's
Wait,
so. I would go into debt and like scrub dishes before a woman paid for it.
I split the check quite a lot.
So I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. You guys are great. That's incomprehensible to me. I think that's
to me. I thought it was a great financial decision. I've just
so from your prism, I totally get that, and like you have really good financial discipline. I'm sorry, like I would be so humiliated if I find that to be like the greatest beta male like humiliation
to save money.
To like the idea that a woman that you're trying to court. Now, if it's like a friend thing, or
as a first date, you don't even know if she's like the quality.
It does not matter. I'm sorry. By the way, that money you save is not worth the honor that you compromise.
Dude, it's such a big deal.
It's a massive deal.
Caitlin, I absolutely love it. Can you imagine how triggered all the lefties are listening to this?
Oh, no. Well, I live in New York, Gabriella, so that's as beta as it gets. Make men alpha again. I think that's something we're all craving in this country right now. But I was fortunate to travel with Charlie to college campuses last year during such a pivotal and consequential election season. And I can tell you that the young men of this country, I know the mainstream media paints them out to be disengaged, lazy, unintelligent, and out of touch. But they're not. They are galvanized. They are not apathetic anymore. They want to make a difference. They want to return to old school values, the values that this country was founded on, the values that our grandfathers had, going to war, building things with their hands, and taking care of their families. Old school, traditional, masculine roles, and the same goes for femininity. That's what the young men in this country that I had the privilege of talking to and meeting, traveling with Charlie, I think that's what they want. So make men alpha again. That's the message.
I love it. Caitlin Sinclair, media strategist for MAHA, PAC. Thank you so much for your time.
God bless. Thank you.